If you just Googled sell my house fast in Seattle, Washington, you may have seen all sorts of different things pop up. Different investors trying to buy your home, real estate investors sell it as is. You don't even know what that means. In this video, I'm going to walk you through who might want to sell their house fast, why they might want to do that, and when it is not a good idea or not the best option for you. I'm going to also discuss your options for selling your house and which one may make the best sense. Full disclosure, I am a real estate agent. I am also a real estate investor. Most people who make videos and content and have pages like this are an investor who just wants to buy your home. And that, when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So they're going to be giving you that information. I'm going to be sharing that same information with you, as well as the other perspective. As a real estate agent, I can do both. So I want to give you both perspectives so that you can really feel like you have the full picture and you're making a smart decision. So number one, who might want to sell their house fast and why? So typically when you're Googling sell my house fast, it's because you have a problem. You want to get rid of your house, whether it's in Seattle, Bellevue, or like Federal Way, Pierce County, Snohomish County, whatever the case may be. You have a problem house, you want to get rid of it. Now, the problem may be with the house specifically. The house is old, it needs repairs. It had a pipe freeze and now it's flooded, has a leaky roof, has mold, has some sort of an issue that you know needs work and you don't have the capacity to do it. That's one situation. Or maybe it's a personal problem. Maybe you have something going on in your life that does not allow you to take the time to sell the house. So I've heard this be anything from like I just inherited the property, I'm getting a divorce, someone died, we're in the hospital, we can't make the payments anymore. Like medical issues, medical bankruptcy is a big reason for not being able to continue to afford your property. Maybe you bought it at the peak of the market and now the value has gone down and you don't have any equity. That's another situation that we see from time to time. Finally, some people, they're just tired. They're busy with life, they're busy with work, kids, family problems, whatever the case may be. They see all those pretty homes of pictures and they're like, I just don't have the energy to clean up this house and get it done. I just want it off my. So whatever the situation is for you, whether it's a house problem, a personal problem, or both, selling your house quickly is a perfectly legitimate thing to want to do. The warning and the caution that I will give you at this point is that you're typically not going to get top dollar if you pursue selling to a real estate investor. So the investor obviously needs to make a profit, right? He needs to fix the home. He needs to invest all the money in the repairs. Oftentimes he's borrowing money from like a hard money lender that gives really high interest rates and things. And then he's got to pay for taxes and pay for the real estate agent when he closes. And it gets expensive. So even though you might say, this home, needs 50,000 worth of work and it's going to sell for 100,000 more, he's going to have some significant costs associated with getting it to that point that you may not have anticipated. So typically when an investor buys your home fast for cash as is, he's coming in with two plans. One is the low price plan and one is the buying on terms plan. And again, if you want to pursue one of these plans, I'm happy to help you. I would love for you to make an appointment on my calendar using the link below, but I'm trying to tell it to you how it is because I feel like a lot of these people kind of come across as shady or bait and switch, and you don't really know what the angle is. So number one is the low offer plan. And they say, again, they start with, if this home were in perfect condition right now, what would it sell for? And then they have to subtract off how much it's going to cost them to do the repairs, how much it's going to cost for their interest, how much in taxes and closing costs for 2 closings, if they're going to get you any money, how much money you need. And then they also have to make a profit off of that. So it comes down, 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 and you may end up selling the home for between 70 and 80 cents on the dollar of what it would be worth, in perfect condition. And that's totally a rough figure, but that's just to give you an idea. Just like if you were, let's say you had a ladder and you wanted to sell it, you could try to sell it on eBay and fix it up and mail it to someone that was a collector of ladders and they really wanted this kind. And you could maybe, make more money that way. Or you could take it down this afternoon to the pawn shop and say, give me whatever this is worth, and you get your money today. So it's that type of a situation. At some point, you're paying for the convenience of just getting it done. The other way that investors can buy homes, besides the low price way, is buying on terms. This means that you're helping them out with some sort of owner financing. So one way that I've done this in the past is to take over someone's monthly payment. If you have a mortgage on the property, let's say it's $4,000 a month and you can't afford that anymore, I come over and I start paying $4,000 a month. I get your loan current if you're behind on payments, and I just keep making those payments. I can make them to you, and then you could pay the bank, or I could just make them directly to the bank. But many people find that it's good for their credit because those regular consistent payments that I'm making do end up being reflected on the credit score. And then we keep that loan in place. And typically using this strategy, we're able to pay you more because we are not having to originate new financing. We're not having to take that high interest rate loan from the hard money lender. We're just using your nice owner occupied loan that you have in place. You're staying on the loan there too. And then at some point down the road, when we fix up the home and sell it, or we've rented it for a while and the value has gone up and we sell it, at some point down the road, then we can get that loan paid off at the end. And if you have equity and if there's some money that we would be paying you, then we might be paying you that up front. Like, hey, here's some money to get moved. We might be paying you a little bit of monthly payment each month if there's room for that. Let's say we're renting it out for $5,000 and we're paying the bank $4,000. Maybe we could get you a little bit of money each month. Or maybe we're going to pay you on the back end. When we make our money at the end, you make your money at that point in time. So if there's equity in the property enough to pay you, then we can make sure that you get in on that action a little bit there. So again, these are the two ways that people typically will buy if they're an investor, which is the low price option and the owner financing option. So think about that when you're thinking about selling to an investor. Usually he'll come, take a look at the house, assess how much repair it needs, assess how much he can pay you, and structure the payments in one of those two manners. And then oftentimes have a professional inspection done, have the title reviewed, all of that kind of due diligence type of stuff typically takes about a week. And then at that point, you would be, signing over the property, getting whatever money was agreed upon up front, and having the opportunity to leave, knowing that the house was going to be in good hands and that you didn't have to worry about it. So 7 to 10 days is usually what it takes to get that type of thing happening. Some people advertise 3 like it's an arms race, right? But essentially, that someone buying a house that's going to take good care of the house and move it forward in its life needs to do a little bit of due diligence and needs to have the support staff be able to do whatever they do in the back office. So that's essentially how it works. Selling as is basically just means that you're not promising to do any repairs to it. They say, oh, there's a crack in the foundation, there's a hole in the roof. You can just say, it is what it is. That's priced into the property. I'm not in a position to do anything about that. It's quick, it's easy. You don't have to worry. The disadvantages are with a low price option that you're getting a lower price. And with the monthly payments option, owner financing option, your credit may still be on the loan, which may actually benefit you, but some people don't feel comfortable. And if you're getting money, you may be getting it monthly, or you may be getting it on the back end if you didn't receive it up front. Which of those two scenarios is best may depend on the situation that you find yourself in, how much equity you have, how much repair the home needs, etc. The other option, the third option I want to introduce, is the idea of selling the property fast using a real estate agent like me. You have the general idea of how a real estate agent works, which is that we represent you, we negotiate for you, we research your property for you, so you don't end up giving it away to the first guy who rolls up in a pickup truck, not knowing that you could have sold it for a lot more money. The disadvantage that most people perceive in this is that they have to pay a real estate agent commission, which is a negotiable amount. Washington State makes us say it. You pay the commission, but you can negotiate on what that commission is. And what I have found in the research that I have read is that typically you're going to be selling the whole house for more money when you work through a real estate agent. Now, the way that I would suggest, especially if your home needs repair or you need a fast sale, is to essentially create an auction online using your real estate agent. So we would say, for example, we're going to list the house on Monday and we're going to wait, give it a week, let all of these investors come and see it. So not just the first guy that rolls a pickup truck, but 10 guys, 100 guys. I've seen these where it's like 50 business cards from different realtors that have been showing the property are on the house on the first day that it's on the market. What was that insurance commercial? Like when companies compete, you win type of a thing. So when buyers compete to buy your home, chances are you're going to find a stronger buyer. You're going to find someone who can afford to pay more and who might be able to close faster and those types of things. So the idea is, rather than just showing it to the first guy who rolls up in the pickup truck, we're exposing it to the entire market. Professional rehabbers that need to make a big profit. Amateur rehabbers that maybe don't need to make a big profit. They just want to tootle around and have something to work on. Maybe it's going to be someone who's moving into the property that doesn't need to make a profit at all. They're going to move in. They're going to have, some fix-up projects to do around the house, but they're perfectly fine with that. There's a full spectrum of people that are going to be liking different things about the property and willing to pay different amounts for the property. So your goal is to let all of them see it, let all of them who are interested submit an offer, and then you can sort through the offers and choose the one that you want to work with. Now, typically in this type of a scenario, if it were just an owner occupant man off the street going to come buy your property, he would take about 30 days to close. So in this scenario, you're looking at 1 week to be on the market or less, could be 4 or 5 days, and then about 30 days to close or less. Some of my conventional buyers can close in about 21 days. So overall, we're looking about a month or so, give or take, to get that kind of a fast sale done. And the question would be, is that enough time? Are you comfortable with that time frame, knowing that you're probably going to be making more money on the sale of the house? If that's too long for you, we have two options. One is to go back to sell it to the investor using the owner financing or the low price solutions, or one is to advertise, we just want professional investors here who are going to be able to close in 10 days, right? And then you're kind of limiting down the types of people who will make an offer on the home. And if they don't make an offer that you like, then you don't take their offer and you go back to the other plan. So it's pretty low risk to list with an agent. If I were doing something like this for you, I would be happy to make it a short listing contract. You don't have to list it with me for 6 months. You could list it with me for 30 days. You could list it with me for a week if you wanted to try this approach first before selling it to the first guy that rolls up in the pickup truck. So I am just introducing this third option, which is listing the home, having the broad exposure to the marketplace. You can still get a quick sale. I would say within 2 to 4 weeks would be my expectation for that. So it's not, I need drug money for my party tonight type of money, but you're kind of bridging the gap of selling fairly quickly, moving on fairly quickly. You certainly don't have to do anything. You don't have to clean out the house. You don't have to fix the house. You don't have to do anything to the house. I've gone to listings like this where the house it was like a rooming house with dorms, like where different men were living in different bedrooms, and there were padlocks on each room, and there were stacks of dirty clothes and pans and flies around and stuff. Like, it's totally fine. That's kind of par for the course. And the investors are going to have to deal with that, get those people out of the property, fix the property up, whatever the case may be. But gives you an option to kind of find more people who are interested. It gives everybody a chance so that you can find that one guy who wasn't on the internet today looking for properties. He was on it the next day. He found you and he wants to make an offer. So 3 options: sell it for a low price, sell it with owner financing, list it with a real estate agent, and have that online auction so you get the most people who presumably would be buying for cash, but at a higher price. So I hope that makes sense. I hope this gives you a great perspective of how you can effectively sell your house for cash, owner financing, or list it with an agent and sell within a month. All legitimate options. You can choose which one is best. If you'd like me to help you with that, I'm going to put my calendar link in the description for this video. I hope you'll reach out to me and give me a chance to be one of the people that helps you sell your home. Have a great day, and thanks so much for watching.